Me and Winnie the Pooh Meet Tigger is very, very sweet. This is the latest Me and Winnie vlog, and as you can imagine, it's all about Tigger, and it's just Tigger. Winnie the Pooh isn't in it, and over the course of 2 or so minutes, we get a true sense of what Tigger's personality is like, and I think they did a really good job with it. We learn that Tigger is the only one, we learn that he really likes to bounce, and we get some examples of his different kinds of bouncing. So if, for example, you'd never seen Winnie the Pooh before, or you'd never seen anything with Tigger, this would be a pretty good introduction to the character. I think the personality is pretty good. It also feels quite true to the personality of Tigger that we know and love from other films and TV shows and the books, of course. And I feel like they did a good job with the character. With regards to the animation, I don't love the style of Tigger when we don't see his bottom half, which sounds weird when I say it like that. But what I mean is when we can't see his tail, when we can only see kind of torso up. He's cute, but there's just something that I would have liked. I can't put my finger on it. I think maybe he's too thin. I think that's what it is. I think he just looks a little bit too slender for my liking. Whereas when we see all of him, or we see him bouncing, particularly when he's bouncing, I think it looks great. The tail looks really springy and it looks really effective. And I think I think his proportions look a little bit better when we get to see all of him. That's not to say he looks terrible when we just see torso up, but when I first, started watching this and we only see Tigger waist up for about a minute, I kind of thought, I don't love this. There's something about the design of Tigger here that I'm not loving. And then he takes a step back to show the viewer how he bounces, and I thought, oh, actually I quite like it like that. So I'm in two minds about how I feel about the design of Tigger, but I'm sure it's one of those things where once we get used to, seeing this character design more, then I think it'll grow on me. It might take a bit of time, but I think we'll get there. The animation quality itself is beautiful. The backdrop's absolutely stunning. There are several different backgrounds and they all look really effective. Nothing is too distracting from Tigger in the foreground, which I thought worked quite well. And the use of depth as well. Tigger bounces a little bit closer to the background sometimes, and I thought that was quite effectively done as well. So it's a really good introduction to Tigger. I'm not 100% in love with the character design yet, but I might be. I might get there. I'm looking forward to the presumably other character introductions for me and Winnie the Pooh. But so far, I'd say Meet Tigger is a pretty great way to introduce Tigger.